Hey, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you may be in the world. Welcome to my brand new channel, your channel. It's Talk of the Devils Stateside. Talking Devils Stateside. And I hope you're going to be with me every time I'm on here, which I'm still kind of work out the chinks in the armor and everything like that, but it's going to be a blast. We're talking Manchester United, of course, and some people can tell I still have an accent, just about. I was born in Manchester, not too far from the stadium in Oldham, and I have a background in did some volunteer work for MUTV and did some radio work. So I got a background in television and radio, and since I moved to the States, I've been trying to connect with United fans and just trying to do something different. It's really hard to connect, I find, particularly here in Vegas with, shall we say, soccer fans in general. Everything's on the strip, and so I thought, you know what, let's do it. Let's start a channel. Everybody says these days, raw content is the best because people like raw content. Like as you can see, I've no microphone. I've just got my old school webcam, which is about 20 years old. Amazingly enough, it's got a decent picture. And as we progress, as we grow, we'll fix these things and get a microphone, and we'll do things really nice. But in the meantime, it is what it is, right? And let's have some fun. So it is actually today is Wednesday, the 17th, and all you can say is wow, wow, wow. Yeah, United involved in what can only be described as one of the craziest games I think Old Trafford has ever seen. I've seen some crazy games at the stadium. And I was trying to think, like what other game has caused such emotion? I can remember, in the Premiership was beating Sheffield Wednesday when Brian Kidd and Alex Ferguson, Brian Kidd ran onto the pitch. And I was season ticket holder then. I was in the Stretford end, right behind that goal where Brucey scored the headers in the second half. And I think that probably would compare, but of course it was very different back then because we won the Premiership, so there was a trophy involved. We were a really good side, and now we're kind of just really striving to get those scraps, I guess, But the UEFA Cup is a prestigious trophy to win, and back in the day, going back 20, 30 years, the UEFA Cup used to be the hardest trophy to win because you had a lot of good teams in there, not just the champions when the European Cup used to exist for all you young folks, and I'm sure you noticed, but when the Champions League used to exist back in the day, it was just called the European Cup, and there was one team from each country in the competition, and that would be the champions of that country. Now, of course, we've got 3 and 4 teams. Some countries maybe five with like United now, if they win the UEFA Cup, they go into the Champions League. So of course it's all about the Benjamins and getting that money, but it is a very different format than it used to be. But it's a great competition to win, and of course Mourinho won it with United a few seasons ago, and we've got a really good chance now, and I think the biggest thing you can take away from today was character. I think we showed a lot of character to come back and win that game. Honestly, at 4-2 down, even at 2-2, I was thinking we're done. We're done. I mean, if you look at the goals, um, we took the lead. After 10 minutes with Ugarte with a good goal. Delot on 45 minutes, just right on our time actually, and we're cruising. We're going in 2-0, and then it just all capitulated, literally. Uh, we we went down Talicio, who scored on 71, and then Tagliafico, really testing me, Italians. It's crazy because my wife's Italian. You think I'd be better, right? On 77 minutes, Cherky on 104, and Lucchese, I think it is, on 109. Well, we went from being 2-0 to being 4-2 down, which was quite incredible. And it was just like we went from doing everything right and, being in total control to completely just the fundies, the fundies, as they say in baseball here, the fundies went. We didn't have any. I don't know the shape of the team changed, and I know he brought Erickson on for Ganacho, and it just didn't seem right. I thought at the time that was a bad one, and I knew what he was trying to do. He was trying to kind of just tighten the game up a little bit and not be so aggressive, because back then we were still in with the chance of getting a goal back. But crazy game. I can't remember anything like it. Not in 6 minutes. 3 goals in 6 minutes. Good value for money. And what made me laugh is there were people going back into Old Trafford who had already started to leave. You never leave. Come on, guys. Don't leave. I've never left. Ever. Never left. I know, goody two shoes here, but I've never left again, because even at 4-2, anything can happen. Come on, it takes a minute to score a goal, right? As Brian Clough, I think you said that. And what a comeback. Absolutely fantastic. But let's not kid ourselves. Let's take it up a little bit and just say, well, it's frightening, right? It's a great comeback. It's a great victory. But they keep saying, well, United's name is probably on the trophy. I don't know. Tottenham, it's more than likely Tottenham are going to be in the final, and Tottenham have already beat us 3 times this season. If I recall correctly, they beat us in the League Cup, and they beat us at their ground, and they beat us at Old Trafford. So quite clearly, they got the upper hand on us this season, and I think we've come a long ways since then. Though we've kind of got it together a little bit. I think we're a little bit more composed than we were then. Certainly defensively. One of the big questions that you've got to ask, and I want to throw out there to you guys, and I'd love it if you'd leave a comment on there, would be that Onana. What are we going to do about Onana? We had a reasonable game today. He made some good saves. I always feel with Onana that he makes more of the save than it actually is. It's like he's a little bit of an acrobat, isn't he? He's a little bit of a show off at times, and they were all good saves. I don't like in a goalkeeper sometimes when you push the ball away back into the penalty area. I feel a lot of these shots he could actually grab. You look at Schmeichel, and Schmeichel would probably, and I know it's not Schmeichel, but a good goalkeeper should be able to get that chest behind that ball and really, really grab hold of it and not let it go. He had a good game today. I'd probably give him like 8 out of 10. Um, and you can say if that's the level he could perform at most games, then hell yeah, keep him. But as always with an honor, I feel that it's gonna be good, it's gonna be bad, and it's gonna be more bad than good. So it's gonna be a problem. Um, Defensively, Maguire, I believe, is a good player. I feel bad for him in the sense that he's had so many different partners. It's just really crazy that you can't expect a back four to be settled when you keep changing the guy who's playing next to you. Um, I I just think you've got to build from the back with any team. You've got to build from that structure of a good defense, and I don't feel we don't have that right now. And everybody's of course talking about in the summertime bring some. Everybody always looks to a forward, a striker, but really we've got to look at sorting the defense out, and yes, a couple of good players, maybe somebody who will play alongside Bruno, and somebody to help Marcus Hoyland out up front. It's going to be difficult because if we don't win that Champions League, if we don't get into the Champions League via the UEFA Cup, then we're going to have a lot of problems because attracting those players is going to be really difficult. But hey, let me know what you think. You can drop a comment on the side there and hit like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Like I said, just starting out here, and we hope to grow the channel. We hope to grow the channel to look really professional. Right now, a little bit raw, but it is what it is. You can see I got a couple of my United shirts out there, my David Beckham and my Sharp United shirt from, I think it was 95. That's the one with the stadium imprinted into the shirt. And then if I just do that, you'll actually see that there is a Sir Matt Busby and Alex Ferguson signed picture from a function that I went to back in the late 80s, I think 1990, something like that. So a lot of United memorabilia knocking around, and we'll try to get more of it out and get that wall looking really good. But something I wanted to do, and maybe starting next week, we're going to do a raffle here on Talking Devils Stateside, and we're going to do a giveaway. A giveaway. We'll do some kind of quiz. We'll do some kind of raffle. We'll do something, okay? And each Friday, I want to try and do this on a Friday. Happy Friday to everybody. It'll be and a good weekend and all that stuff. So I think it's a good day to do it on a Friday, and we'll get going with that next week. So stay tuned for that. More details coming up later in the week. I'm going to be going live tonight around about 9 o'clock. And later on in the week, we'll have some guests. My best buddy from England, hopefully, will come on the show. Steve, hi to Steve. I spent so much time with Steve. I think most time with Steve I did with my wife, but I do with my wife back in the day. But no, me and Steve go way back, and we watched. Used to go to the games and watch all the games. So hopefully we get Steve on the show, and who knows later on, maybe we can afford to get some real guests apart from just some guy from Oldham. But there you go. Stay tuned to the channel. More team news coming up about the weekend, and is there anything particular you want to see? I'm trying to get maybe some old games to show and share with you guys. So there's lots of things I'm playing around at in my head. Just stay with me. It's going to be a blast. But for now, it's raw. Okay? It's raw. It's really, really raw, as you can tell. Okay, and hopefully you guys enjoy listening. And I will catch you later on tonight. And don't forget, hit that subscribe, like, and share button. And God bless you. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you.